Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
The couple would delight in doing it. Of course, the divorce would delight in going back again, win another car, maybe a $10,000 bill.
Wink Martindale, the beloved game show host known for his charming personality and enduring presence on television, passed away on April 15, 2025, at the age of 91. He died in Rancho Mirage, California, after battling lymphoma. How will the game show world carry on without this iconic host? Born Winston Conrad Martindale on December 4, 1933, in Jackson, Tennessee, Wink began his career as a radio announcer, earning his first disc jockey gig at the age of 18. His early work in radio set the stage for his later success on television, where he became a household name as the host of iconic game shows like Gambit, Tic-Tac-Doe, and Det. His wit and ability to think on his feet, honed during his radio days, made him a natural on camera. Martindale hosted nearly 20 game shows throughout his career, captivating audiences with his charisma and quick thinking. In addition to his work as a game show host, Wink was also a recording artist. His 1959 spoken word record, Deck of Cards, which told the story of a soldier, sold over 1 million copies and earned him a gold record. His charm and versatility extended beyond game shows, and he enjoyed a long career in the entertainment industry, including producing and hosting shows like Headline Chasers and Bumper Stumpers. Wink's legacy was cemented when he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2006, followed by an induction into the Game Show Hall of Fame in 2007. Known for his affable nature and professionalism, Wink's contributions to television and radio will be remembered fondly by fans and colleagues alike. He is survived by his wife, Sandra Farah, his 3 daughters from his first marriage, and many grandchildren. His passing marks the end of an era in television, but his influence on game show entertainment will continue to inspire future generations.
Fairy tales. I guess what we're looking for now is a happy ending. Only one country can have that, I'm afraid. So here are the results.
Our next piece of news involves a beloved voice whose presence on BBC Radio 2 comforted millions. Colin Barry, the legendary DJ who became a staple of British radio for over 30 years. Before we begin, we want to hear from you. From 0 to 100, how would you rate Colin Barry's legacy as a broadcaster? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion truly matters. Colin Barry passed away on April 15, 2025, at the age of 79. The cause of death was pneumonia, though he had been facing declining health for some time. Known for his soothing and warm voice, Colin joined BBC Radio 2 in 1973, where he hosted shows like Night Ride, The Late Show, and Music Through Midnight. His most iconic role was as the UK spokesperson for the Eurovision Song Contest, a position he held for 25 years, making him a familiar and trusted figure during the event. Behind the scenes, Colin battled personal struggles, including health issues that led him to step back from his primary broadcasting role in 2012. Despite this, he continued working in radio until 2019, hosting shows on BBC local radio. Colin's impact on British radio is immeasurable. His voice was a constant companion for generations, offering both comfort and entertainment. His legacy lives on, not just in the airwaves he filled, but in the memories of all those who listened to him over the decades. So, what do you think of Colin Barry's extraordinary career? How did his voice shape your experience of British radio? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's remember the warmth and professionalism he brought to every broadcast.
think I put a lot of passion into what I do, and I think that translates to the audience.
The drummer was a...
Do you remember Clem Burke, the electrifying drummer whose heartbeat powered one of rock's most iconic bands? Born on November 24, 1954, in Bayonne, New Jersey, Burke found his calling behind the drum kit at a young age. By 1975, he joined Blondie and never looked back. His crisp backbeats and vibrant energy would help define the band's sound across generations. From the punk edge of Ex-Offender to the disco pulse of Heart of Glass and the reggae swing of The Tide is High, Clem's rhythm was the thread tying it all together. Burke was more than a musician. He was a force. His stage presence, often capped by leaping over his drum kit in the final bow, lit up arenas around the world. He collaborated with legends like Bob Dylan, Iggy Pop, Joan Jett, and Pete Townshend, leaving a mark on nearly every genre he touched. Even during Blondie's 15-year hiatus, Clem never stopped. He joined multiple bands, stayed active in the studio, and inspired fans with his adaptability and tireless drive. In 2011, he earned an honorary doctorate after participating in an 8-year study on the physical demands of drumming. That same year, he co-founded new groups like the International Swingers and the Empty Hearts, proving that creativity never slowed him down. Clem Burke passed away on April 6, 2025, at the age of 70, following a private battle with cancer. His legacy lives on in the music, the rhythm, and the memories he helped create. Which Blondie song reminds you most of Clem's iconic drumming? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's celebrate the legacy of a man who never missed a beat.
It's all I ever wanted. I started out life with very low self-esteem and stuff. And I thought, oh, if only I could get the world to love me.
Richard Chamberlain was a timeless American actor whose grace, talent, and presence captivated audiences for over 6 decades. Born on March 31, 1934, in Los Angeles, California, he began his journey in entertainment as a classically trained actor. But it was his breakout role in the 1960s medical drama Dr. Kildare that launched him to international stardom. As the charming young doctor, Chamberlain became a household name and a heartthrob, winning a Golden Globe and establishing himself as a fixture on American television. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, he became known as the King of the Miniseries, thanks to powerful performances in Shogun, The Thornbirds, and The Bourne Identity. Each role showcased his versatility and depth, earning him additional Golden Globes and widespread acclaim. But Chamberlain's artistry extended far beyond the screen. He also found success on stage, starring in My Fair Lady, The Sound of Music, and The Night of the Iguana, while also exploring music, writing, and painting. Chamberlain's later years were filled with meaningful guest appearances in series like Will and Grace, Desperate Housewives, and Twin Peaks, proving his relevance and talent never faded. On March 29, 2025, just 2 days shy of his 91st birthday, he passed away peacefully in Hawaii due to complications from a stroke. He is survived by his longtime partner, Martin Rabbit, and leaves behind a legacy rich in artistry, elegance, and humanity. Richard Chamberlain was more than a leading man. He was a cultural icon who inspired generations through story and soul.
I questioned every painting that she made. I tried to analyze it. And finally she got so fed up with my analyzing.
With a voice like no other and a wit that quietly shifted the course of American comedy, a soft-spoken accountant from Illinois transformed into one of the most influential entertainers of the 20th century. Bob Newhart's genius wasn't loud or flashy. It was subtle, calculated, and utterly unforgettable. From the moment his debut album, The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart, topped the Billboard charts in 1960, it was clear he had tapped into something timeless. That groundbreaking LP earned him 3 Grammy Awards and introduced the world to a new kind of humor rooted in awkward pauses, gentle absurdities, and human vulnerability. As television welcomed a new era of storytelling, Newhart became a fixture in American living rooms with The Bob Newhart Show and Newhart, two iconic sitcoms that showcased his gift for turning the everyday into the extraordinary. Across 16 years on CBS, he portrayed characters who were as confused by the world as the rest of us, earning admiration from critics and viewers alike. Even in his later years, Newhart remained relevant and beloved. His Emmy-winning role as Professor Proton on The Big Bang Theory, along with appearances in Elf and Young Sheldon, introduced his charm to younger generations. Off-screen, he continued performing stand-up, wrote a memoir, and was honored with some of comedy's highest accolades, including induction into the TV Hall of Fame and the Mark Twain Prize. Bob Newhart passed away at age 94 in Los Angeles following a series of brief illnesses. He leaves behind a rich legacy of humor, innovation, and grace, along with 4 children, 10 grandchildren, and millions of grateful fans who found laughter in his quiet brilliance. Breaking news. Neil Diamond, overcoming Parkinson's and finding peace. What's the next step in his journey? Neil Diamond, the legendary singer-songwriter whose music has resonated with generations of fans, has lived a life full of triumph, challenges, and personal growth. For more than 5 decades, his soulful ballads and chart-topping hits, such as Sweet Caroline, Cracklin' Rosie, and Song Sung Blue, have captivated audiences around the world. But behind the music, Neil's journey has been shaped by health battles and personal transformations that continue to define his legacy. Born on January 24, 1941, in Brooklyn, New York, Neil Diamond was always drawn to music. His early career saw him writing songs for other artists, but his own performances soon captured the attention of millions. By the 1970s, Diamond became a household name with a string of successful albums, earning a spot in the hearts of fans with his catchy tunes and heartfelt lyrics. Yet, his fame was not without its obstacles. For most of his life, Neil Diamond's career and personal life seemed to be on an upward trajectory. However, like many artists, he faced moments of struggle, dealing with the pressure of fame, family challenges, and the need to balance his artistic passions with a normal life. But it was a much more personal challenge that would mark a new chapter in his life. In 2018, Neil Diamond was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a diagnosis that brought his life to a dramatic halt. Parkinson's, a progressive neurological condition that affects movement and coordination, forced Diamond to retire from touring. At the time, Neil shared the news with his fans, acknowledging that it was a bit of a shock, yet expressing gratitude for the support he had received. Despite this health setback, Neil remained committed to his craft, finding new ways to express his music and creativity. The decision to step back from touring was a difficult one for the musician, as performing had been such a significant part of his identity for decades. "I loved my audience, and the energy that came with performing was like nothing else," Diamond said in a recent interview. Yet, he didn't allow Parkinson's to define him. Instead, he embraced the change with resilience, continuing to write music and share his art in new ways. This strength and determination became a hallmark of Neil Diamond's character as he navigated the challenges of both his health and his career. While many artists may have struggled to remain in the spotlight during such trying times, Neil Diamond found solace in the quieter, creative pursuits of his music. In 2020, he released Acoustic Christmas, a holiday album that garnered praise for its heartfelt approach and simplicity. The project demonstrated that Neil's passion for music had not waned, even as he faced his health battle. Diamond's ability to adapt to his new reality reflects a journey of personal growth and transformation. His diagnosis forced him to reflect on his life, his legacy, and the ways in which he could continue to connect with his audience. "I've learned to accept things," he once shared in a candid interview, "and I've found that peace comes from within, not from what the world thinks of me." Despite the challenges, Neil Diamond's impact on the music world remains indelible. He has inspired countless fans through his songs, which continue to serve as anthems of hope, love, and resilience. The iconic Sweet Caroline, for instance, has been adopted by sports fans, students, and communities around the world, becoming a timeless expression of joy and unity. It's a testament to Neil's gift for creating music that transcends time and circumstance. But where does Neil go from here? As of recent reports, Neil Diamond has stepped away from the public eye, choosing a quieter life focused on personal reflection and family. While he has no plans to return to touring or recording, his impact remains significant. Fans continue to celebrate his legacy, finding comfort in his music and the example he set for living with dignity and resilience, even in the face of adversity. Diamond's legacy also extends to his philanthropic efforts. Over the years, he has used his platform to support numerous charitable causes, particularly those focused on children's health and education. His generosity and kindness have made him more than just a music icon. They have made him a symbol of compassion and community. Neil Diamond's journey, from chart-topping success to the challenges of Parkinson's disease, is a story of resilience. His willingness to confront health struggles with courage and his ability to continue creating in the face of adversity serve as an inspiration to many. While the world may never see him perform live again, his music will continue to live on, touching the lives of generations to come. As Neil Diamond embraces this new chapter of his life, we are reminded of the profound impact that art and perseverance can have on the world. His legacy will continue to inspire, his music will continue to comfort, and his story will remind us that even in the face of health challenges, the strength of the human spirit can shine through. What do you think about Neil Diamond's journey? How has his music touched your life? Feel free to share your thoughts below as we celebrate the enduring legacy of one of the most iconic musicians of our time.
With you three?
Something you'd like to say, dear?
Oh, there are several things I would like to say.
Our next tribute honors a woman whose voice, wit, and grace became a guiding light for generations of audiences across both sides of the Atlantic. We're talking about the incomparable Dame Maggie Smith. Before we begin, do you remember your favorite Maggie Smith role? From the prime of Miss Jean Brodie to Downton Abbey? Let us know in the comments. Your stories help keep her legacy alive. Maggie Smith passed away peacefully in London on September 27, 2024, at the age of 89, surrounded by loved ones. According to her sons, actors Toby Stephens and Chris Larkin, she spent her final days under compassionate care following a series of health complications. Over her extraordinary 7-decade career, Maggie redefined what it meant to be a leading lady. She was awarded 2 Oscars, 5 BAFTAs, 4 Emmys, a Tony, and in 1990 was named Dame Commander of the British Empire. Whether she was portraying the fiercely clever Minerva McGonagall in Harry Potter or delivering cutting one-liners as the Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey, Maggie commanded every scene with elegance and intelligence. Long before her screen fame, she conquered the stage. From the Old Vic and National Theatre to Broadway triumphs in Private Lives and Lettuce and Lovage. She inspired generations of actors with performances that balanced biting humor and heartfelt humanity. Even as she faced personal health challenges in her later years, including a public battle with cancer in the 2000s, Maggie continued to perform with strength, humility, and her signature spark. Her absence will be felt deeply, but her work will continue to light up hearts and stages forever. Anita Bryant was a vibrant voice of mid-century America, a singer, beauty queen, television personality, and one of the most polarizing cultural figures of her time. Born on March 25, 1940, in Barnsdall, Oklahoma, her talent was evident early. By age 12, she had her own television show, and at 18, she was crowned Miss Oklahoma. A year later, she became second runner-up in the Miss America pageant and signed a record deal that launched her music career. Her crystal-clear soprano made her a household name in the late 1950s and early 1960s with hits like Paper Roses, In My Little Corner of the World, and Till There Was You. She performed for U.S. presidents, entertained troops overseas with Bob Hope, and sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl. In the 1970s, she became the face of Florida orange juice, charming millions with her now famous slogan, "A day without orange juice is like a day without sunshine." But her life in the spotlight took a dramatic turn when she became a central figure in America's cultural debates. In 1977, she founded the Save Our Children campaign, a national movement opposing gay rights legislation. The campaign led to widespread controversy, protests, and an eventual shift in her public image. Bryant later said she stood by her convictions, even as her mainstream career faded and personal challenges mounted. Anita Bryant passed away peacefully at her home in Edmond, Oklahoma, on December 16, 2024, at the age of 84, surrounded by family and friends. She is survived by her children, stepdaughters, and grandchildren. Whether remembered for her music, her public crusades, or the era she came to represent, Anita Bryant's life remains a complex, enduring chapter in American history.
They need information I have. I swear it's the truth.
Dale Haden was a symbol of timeless beauty, purpose, and quiet strength. Born in Canada in 1948, she rose to international fame as one of the most recognizable supermodels of the 1970s, gracing the covers of Vogue, Elle, Cosmopolitan, and Sports Illustrated. She would go on to redefine beauty standards, becoming the face of L'Oreal for over 15 years and signing historic campaigns with Revlon, Max Factor, and Estée Lauder across Europe, China, and North America. Her influence extended far beyond the runway. As an actress, she appeared in both American and European cinema, with standout roles in North Dallas 40, Bullets Over Broadway, and Celebrity. Yet perhaps her most meaningful role came later in life as a humanitarian. Dale served as a UNICEF ambassador and founded Women One, a nonprofit committed to expanding educational opportunities for girls around the world. Her advocacy combined elegance with action, inspiring countless women to see aging not as limitation, but as liberation. On December 27, 2024, Dale passed away at age 76 due to suspected carbon monoxide exposure while visiting her family in Solberry Township, Pennsylvania. Authorities confirmed a faulty heating system caused the leak. She was staying at the guest house of her daughter, journalist Ryan Haden, and son-in-law, actor Mark Blucas. In her daughter's words, Dale was a woman in her power, gifted with beauty inside and out, someone who lifted others with grace and purpose. Her final message to the world, shared days before her passing, encouraged embracing age with dignity and courage. Dale Haden's life was a radiant journey through fashion, film, and compassion, and her light will continue to shine through every life she touched.
I said, oh, then suddenly he just came out of the movie house. I don't know when he was coming out late. I said, that's him. They said, yeah.
With great reverence, we remember Ted Kachchef, a visionary filmmaker, producer, and storyteller whose work shaped both cinema and television over the course of 7 remarkable decades. Born in Toronto in 1931 to Bulgarian immigrant parents, Kachchef brought a global perspective and unmatched versatility to every project he touched. He first gained acclaim directing British television dramas in the 1950s and 60s, but it was the 1971 Australian psychological thriller Wake in Fright that cemented his reputation as a bold and fearless director. The film stunned audiences and critics alike, earning a Palme d'Or nomination at Cannes and praise from Martin Scorsese for its unflinching vision. In Hollywood, Kachchef made his mark with films like Fun with Dick and Jane, North Dallas 40, and the cult classic Weekend at Bernie's. Yet perhaps no film defined his legacy more than First Blood, 1982, the gripping story of a Vietnam veteran played by Sylvester Stallone. The film launched the iconic Rambo franchise and became a touchstone of 1980s American cinema. Later in his career, Kachchef joined Law & Order SVU as an executive producer, guiding the show through its first 13 seasons and helping shape it into one of television's most enduring dramas. Ted Kachchef passed away on April 10, 2025, at age 94 from heart failure at his home in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico, surrounded by loved ones. Remembered as a blustery Bulgarian with boundless energy and depth, he leaves behind a body of work that continues to influence filmmakers and captivate audiences around the world.
He put her and Jason through.
Jason and Sam weren't the only ones that went through hell.
Oh, that's right.
Leslie Charlesson was more than a television icon. She was a daily presence in the lives of millions, a constant companion through decades of love, loss, and redemption on General Hospital. As Dr. Monica Quartermain, she didn't just play a role, she embodied it with dignity, grace, and quiet strength that spanned 46 unforgettable years. From the moment she stepped into the role in 1977, Leslie captivated viewers with her commanding presence and emotional honesty. Her performances carried weight, not just in dramatic plot lines, but in the way she portrayed Monica's battles with illness, heartbreak, and forgiveness. Her breast cancer storyline in the 1990s sparked real-world conversations, and her advocacy beyond the screen helped countless women feel seen and empowered. Born in 1945, Leslie began her career on daytime dramas like A Flame in the Wind and As the World Turns, later making memorable appearances on shows like Friends, The Rockford Files, and Marcus Welby, M.D. But it was at General Hospital where she found her artistic home, and where she became the soul of one of soap opera's most storied families. On January 12, 2025, Leslie Charlesson passed away at age 79 in Los Angeles due to complications from a prior head injury. Her final appearance aired just a month earlier, in December 2023, a quiet farewell that echoed the gentle strength she carried throughout her life. Those who knew her speak of her warmth, her wit, and the way she lifted others around her. And for generations of viewers, she will always be Monica, a symbol of resilience, compassion, and timeless storytelling. Her legacy is written in the hearts of those who watched her grow, heal, and endure.
And he would go into a city. I think he was going to Birmingham, Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville.
Claude Gar Jr. was a symbol of Golden Age Hollywood's youthful spirit and quiet strength. Born on September 27, 1934, in Nashville, Tennessee, Claude's life changed forever when, at just 10 years old, he was discovered by director Clarence Brown and cast as Jody in the 1946 classic The Yearling. His performance, filled with tenderness and depth well beyond his years, earned him the prestigious Juvenile Academy Award, presented by none other than Shirley Temple. For a time, Claude stood among giants. He walked with a deer on a leash down Fifth Avenue to promote The Yearling, studied on the MGM lot alongside Elizabeth Taylor and Natalie Wood, and shared the screen with legends like John Wayne and Rio Grande. His career flourished through the late 1940s and early 50s, with standout roles in Intruder in the Dust, The Sun Comes Up, and Roughshod. Though he stepped away from the spotlight as he matured, Claude never left the world of film. He served as executive director of the San Francisco International Film Festival from 1965 to 1980, becoming a passionate advocate for cinema and earning the George Gund III Craft of Cinema Award in 2019. He also penned a memoir, My Life and the Final Days of Hollywood, sharing insights into a bygone era. Claude Jarman Jr. passed away peacefully in his sleep on January 12, 2025, at the age of 90. His wife Katie and their 7 children survive him. His legacy, rooted in sincerity, talent, and a lifelong devotion to the arts, continues to inspire those who cherish classic cinema and the young boy who once captured hearts with a fawn by his side. Tom Christopher was a distinguished American actor whose commanding presence and rich voice left a lasting impression on generations of soap opera fans. Born on October 5, 1940, in Queens, New York, he trained at Ithaca College and honed his craft at the neighborhood playhouse, laying the foundation for a remarkable career that would span stage and screen. Christopher became a household name in 1991 when he stepped into the role of the formidable Carlo Hesser on One Life to Live. With a blend of charm and menace, he brought the character to life over nearly 2 decades, captivating viewers with every twist and turn. His portrayal earned him the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in 1992 and 2 additional nominations, solidifying his legacy as one of daytime television's most memorable villains. Beyond his soap opera fame, Christopher appeared on Broadway alongside legends like Anne Baxter and Rex Harrison, and guest-starred in popular series including Law and Order, Murder, She Wrote, and T.J. Hooker. Off-screen, he was remembered by colleagues as gracious, intelligent, and deeply supportive, a gentleman in every sense of the word. In his later years, Christopher quietly faced a lengthy illness with strength and dignity. He passed away peacefully on December 5, 2024, at the age of 84, in New York. His friend and journalist Stephen Bergman, who confirmed the news, recalled their final conversation as one of gratitude, connection, and mutual respect. Tom Christopher's legacy lives on in the unforgettable characters he portrayed, the lives he touched, and the stories he told with such authenticity and heart. His artistry and kindness will be deeply missed, but never forgotten. Yolanda Montes, known to the world as Tongolele, was more than a dancer. She was a living emblem of elegance, energy, and cultural transformation. Born on January 3, 1932 in Spokane, Washington, her journey into stardom began as a teenager performing in San Francisco nightclubs. By age 15, she had already made her way to the vibrant theaters of Mexico, where she adopted the name Tongolele, inspired by African and Tahitian dance traditions. What followed was a dazzling career that helped shape the golden era of Mexican cinema. With her hypnotic movements, striking white-streaked hair, and luminous eyes, Tongolele redefined stage performance. She became a sensation in films like Han Matado a Tongolele, 1948, El Rey del Barrio, 1950, and Matenme porque me muero, 1951, and later appeared in cult classics like The Panther Women, 1967, and Isle of the Snake People, 1971. Her bold, sensual style challenged conventions and earned criticism from conservative circles, but her resilience, charisma, and unmistakable grace earned her respect across generations. She danced for the joy of it, never chasing fame, yet became an icon through the power of authenticity. On April 14, 2025, Tongolele passed away peacefully at the age of 93 in Mexico City. According to Mexico's Secretary of Culture, she remained a vibrant symbol of national pride and artistic innovation until the end. Tongolele's legacy lives on in every stage light, every rhythm of the drum, and every woman who dances unapologetically. For over 6 decades, she brought beauty, passion, and meaning to audiences worldwide, and that flame will never fade. Breaking news: the unspoken battle of Gladys Knight. What's next for the legendary Empress of Soul? Gladys Knight, the iconic figure behind soul classics like Midnight Train to Georgia and Neither One of Us, has captivated audiences with her undeniable talent and inspiring journey. Known for her powerful voice and captivating performances, Knight's influence in the music world is undeniable. But in recent years, fans have found themselves questioning her health and future after a series of public statements and health updates. In a recent interview, Knight shocked the world when she briefly mentioned battling cancer during Aretha Franklin's funeral, only to clarify later that she had been referring to her fight with stage 1 breast cancer, not pancreatic cancer, as many had misunderstood. But what does this mean for the 74-year-old legend's future? And how has her health journey shaped the person she is today? Knight's career is a testament to resilience. She rose to fame as the lead singer of Gladys Knight and the Pips in the 1960s and 1970s, earning 6 Grammy Awards and securing a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Known as the Empress of Soul, her musical legacy is built on timeless hits that have touched the hearts of millions. Yet behind the scenes, Knight has faced personal struggles that only further define her strength. It was a surprise to many when Knight's publicist later denied that she had pancreatic cancer, clearing up the misunderstanding. The singer explained that she had discussed cancer with Franklin, revealing that she had successfully battled stage 1 breast cancer thanks to early detection. "I am cancer-free and grateful for that," she said in her statement. It was a moment of honesty and vulnerability from a woman known for her grace, as she made it clear that despite the challenges, she had overcome one of life's biggest fears. But what many fans may not realize is that Gladys Knight's health journey is not just about battling illness. It's also about how she approaches life with the same dignity and strength she has displayed in her music. In her own words, she shared how faith and perspective helped her find peace. "The Lord tells us where we are going and tells us when we are coming," she said. Her words offer insight into the wisdom that comes with age and the acceptance of life's inevitable changes. Still, the road has not always been smooth for Knight. Despite her success and her loving relationship with family and fans, Knight often reflected on the challenges of growing up in a rigid class system. She once admitted that her working-class background affected her ability to feel at ease around people she deemed upper class. This sense of humility and awareness of her roots has shaped her career and personal life, making her not only an artist to admire, but a person to look up to. And while Gladys Knight continues to battle the misconceptions and pressures of public life, she is also grappling with the losses that naturally come with aging. In recent years, the loss of her dear friend and fellow soul legend, Aretha Franklin, has undoubtedly left a mark on her heart. But Knight has always maintained a sense of calm and acceptance. "I didn't want her to suffer," Knight said, recalling Franklin's strength despite her illness. However, Knight's resilience has never been confined to her health alone. Her fight against cancer, her deep connection to her faith, and her ability to continue performing and living with grace exemplify the strength she has built throughout her life. In fact, even though she's not currently on tour, Knight remains connected to her fans, and her influence in the music industry is still profound. Her health struggles may have limited her touring, but they have not diminished her importance in the world of music. In fact, they've only added layers to her story, making her the epitome of strength and resilience. It is this resilience that makes her story one of admiration, as she has proven time and again that her spirit cannot be broken, no matter the challenges. So, what's next for Gladys Knight? While it's unclear whether she'll return to the stage on a grand scale, it is clear that she will continue to inspire through her music, her story, and her unwavering strength. Even in the face of health challenges, she remains a figure of empowerment and hope for her fans, a true legend whose legacy will undoubtedly endure. Now we want to hear from you. What's your favorite Gladys Knight song? Is it the timeless Midnight Train to Georgia, or perhaps If I Were Your Woman? Share your thoughts below and join us in celebrating the incredible life and legacy of a woman who continues to teach us all about resilience, grace, and the power of music.